Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group, folks. I started my career working for a hedge fund right out of college. For those that do not know, True Trading Group is the fastest growing, highest rated online premium educational platform that's available today. At True Trading Group, we combine a professional trading education curriculum that is both in-depth and complex, yet very easy to understand and implement quickly. And we combine that with premium investing tools from today's top financial technology companies that if you purchased on your own would be worth over $4,000 a year. As a TTG member, you get the top of the line trading tools from companies like Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Polygon, Trade Ideas, ETNA, and so much more, all included with your TTG annual membership at no additional cost ever. And on top, to top it off, we're a community of active and educated, like-minded, and helpful traders, folks, and investors, but are led by TGD's team of full-time trading moderators with over 100 years of combined trading experience, currently sporting collectively about an 80% win rate with a focus on stocks, options, crypto, futures, day trading, swing trading, long-term investing that genuinely give a shit whether you succeed or fail. At TTG, your results matter and they're quantifiable. TTG exists to empower the retail trader. If this is your first time on one of these True Trading Group live streams, welcome. We go live for free 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, right here on this YouTube channel, but also on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, where myself and other TTG pro traders and special guests will drop golden nuggets and provide you with education that can help you become a better and more profitable trader immediately. If you have not already done so, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Smash that like button and click the notification bell icon to make sure that you guys never miss out on any of our free trading streams. And now it's time to get ready to learn, trade, and profit. Here is your very first lesson. Why should you listen to anything it is that I have to say? It's crucial that you understand who you are listening to. Listening to the wrong information can cost you time and money, and I know for a fact you do not have unlimited supply of either. Allow me to qualify for you. I started my career working for a hedge fund, guys, right out of college in 2007. Then we had the great financial crisis, the stock market crash, the housing crisis in 2008. Before I was ever able to touch, but that's also the same year that I wanted to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Before I was ever able to touch $1 of their money, though, I had to first go through an intensive training program. I had access to some of the top trading tools, and I was part of a community of like-minded people that helped ensure my success as a trader, and that is exactly what the True Trading Group platform is based on here now today. So now that we're a little bit more properly introduced, let's talk about how this live stream is going to go down. We're going to start things off with a 15-minute live Q&A session where you're going to type your questions in chat, and my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group, Adam, aka SUGE, is going to help select the questions that are going to be answered here live on this stream. Then I'm going to spend about a 15-minute intermission, pay some bills. And by pay some bills, I mean to tell you all about the TTG membership, how you can join, what's included, and what free gift and savings you can get for signing up before midnight Pacific time here this evening. Then we will immediately move on to the main topics of the live stream here today. Fed minutes are now public. What does that mean now for the markets now that we understand the minutes that were from the previous Fed meeting in January? There's also new updates going on between Russia and Ukraine. What's the update there? Where do we currently stand with the possible Russia invasion in Ukraine? What does that mean for the markets? And what did the Fed minutes say today that caused the markets to move? But more importantly, what happened today in the Fed minutes that's going to cause the markets to move next week, the week after, so we can better position ourselves to be able to make money from this volatility that's going on in the overall markets? That's what we're going to cover here today on this live stream. Then we will close out the live stream by showing all of those that are interested. We're going to show you the actual TTG platform, which includes over $4,000 of free and instant access to premium tools from Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Polygon, Trade Ideas, ETNA, and more. Listen up and listen good, folks. We're about to start that Q&A session. You have myself, a pro trader with about 17 years of experience, in front of you telling you to ask me anything. There's no such thing as a stupid question. No such thing as a silly question. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Go ahead right now, folks, and begin typing your questions in chat right now.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Adam.
I gotta be careful. I'm answering questions live from a pretty cold place right now.
Cold indeed. Cold in many ways.
Yep. So just want to make sure that that we're staying safe.
Do you have like a pair of warm socks on?
I do. What? Yep. No, I do. All right. I'm not putting around.
Yeah, don't be putting around over there, man.
I'm not. All right. Let's get to it this evening. Guys, go ahead, type your questions in chat for Mike right now. Let's get
folks, don't be shy. I know there's a lot going on. I know you have a lot of questions. A lot of people, it was a pretty wild and crazy day today. There's a lot going on, a lot to digest. So I'm here to answer all of your questions, folks.
Here's a good one. Bill in Texas. It's kind of like Sleepless in Seattle, right?
Yeah, Bill in Texas.
Will there be minutes of the Fed emergency meeting held earlier this week? And I'll add to that. Do you think that kind of comes back to bite people in the butt later this week in the market?
No, I do not believe that there will be a formal minutes released from that meeting. So, to think if it's going to come back and to bite people in the butt, I'm going to say no, because you're not going to get a publication of minutes from the closed door meeting on Monday as you got from the scheduled meeting in January. Your next scheduled meeting for the Fed is going to be March 16th. And we'll have to wait and see what's going to be said. Bullard is going to be talking tomorrow. For those that don't know who Bullard is, he's one of the voting members of the Federal Reserve. He's one of the Fed presidents. He's the St. Louis Fed, I believe. Yeah, St. Louis Fed president. And he is the most hawkish. He is by far, out of all the Fed members, he believes that inflation's out of control. He believes that the Fed should be raising rates immediately. He thinks the Fed should stop buying assets immediately. He's the most hawkish out of all of your Fed members. Now, it's possible that, first of all, his words last week, if you guys are looking at my chart, his words are the reason why his words are the reason why we started to sell off on this day. And then this was another update regarding Russia and Ukraine that took us down much further. But his words are what caused, and I'll just go to a shorter time frame so you guys can see. Okay, his words, where are we? Are what caused this sell-off. Okay, so, and then this was Russia-Ukraine update. All right. So everyone's going to be looking to see what he has to say, but I don't think you're going to get any, real indication of what was said during that meeting. They're not really supposed to be talking about what was discussed during that meeting. It's not a scheduled meeting where there needs to be a publication to the public. So you're probably just going to get the same from what we got last week when he made his statements about 50 basis points, and he made his statements about, wanting to get to 1% interest rates by June, July. And so you're probably just going to get a reiteration of all of those different things. Now, there is some important topics that I want to discuss with you guys around the 50 basis point hike, which is what he said last week. And then the market started to price in 50 basis point hike for the March meeting after we got CPI data last week that came in red hot. So after we got red hot CPI data and after Bullard's comments, the market started pricing in 50 basis points. Why that's relevant, why that's important, and then something happened today with the Fed minutes that actually plays into the 50 basis point discussion. We're going to talk about that later on in this live stream. That's like the main topic I want to go over with you is the 50 basis point hike or not, and what happened in the Fed minutes today that could change that. So we'll save that for a little bit later on in the live stream.
Nice. I saw a good one. This one is from Dustin Mahaffey. Thoughts on oil stocks as Russia and Ukraine tensions move further?
I like oil stocks. Okay, this is another thing that I was going to talk to you guys about a little bit later on the live stream. But if you know, like I said, a lot of people have these questions. A lot of people want to know about what's been going on. So let's actually talk about it a little bit, because your oil stocks, okay, your oil stocks are. Hold on one second. All right, your oil stocks have been trading very, very, very well. All right. Now, if you guys recall, on January 2nd, I published a report for my stock market outlook for 2022. All right. So this is a report that was free for all members in True Trading Group. It was also free for trial members. It still is. You guys can all go and download it if you still have not. But I labeled and I identified for you all on January 2nd that my number one sector pick for 2022 was in fact the oil sector. I gave you guys a handful of stocks that I believed were going to be the top performing stocks in the energy sector for 2022. And I'll go through them with you guys here very quickly, and you guys can see what these stocks have all done up to this point. So from January 2nd, you can see Chevron was one of the picks that I went over with everybody. And there's your Chevron. Okay, there's the move that Chevron has made so far, from $117 up to $140 so far during the year. Also very strong dividend, about 4.5%. The other stock that I mentioned, and there was a basket of them, the other one was ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil, you can see, guys, went from about $62 all the way up to $82, also pays about a 4.5% dividend. That's ExxonMobil. The other company that I listed on the report was Devon Energy. Devon Energy actually reported earnings today. Devon Energy up from about $44 up to $55. Devon Energy does pay a variable dividend, which means they pay a small fixed dividend and then a variable dividend that will fluctuate based on free cash flow and profit. And if you believe that these oil companies are going to generate higher than average returns and profits this year as oil prices rise, which is what I do believe, and which is what prompted me to publish that Outlook 2022 report, where I labeled for you guys the energy sector being my number one pick for the year. And the basket of stocks that I gave you on that report, this is why, because as the price of oil rises, these companies are having a fixed cost to produce that oil. And as the prices rise, their margins increase, therefore their profits increase. I expect Devon Energy to pay anywhere from an 8 to 10% dividend this year based on that variable dividend. And you add on top of the 8 to 10% dividend, then you add on top, a potential 20, 25% gain in the equity itself. You're talking about a 35% gain on your investment for that year. Fantastic play there, Devon Energy. The other one was Pioneer, PXD. This is another one that I labeled in my report, PXD, from about $185 up to $230. PXD, also another company that pays a variable dividend, very similar to Devon Energy. I expect Pioneer to pay anywhere from an 8 to 10% dividend this year based on that variable dividend. Add that to the potential gain in the equity price. You guys are talking about some serious returns being generated from these stocks. And the last energy company that I labeled in my report was ConocoPhillips. The reason why I have ConocoPhillips on that list, folks, is because ConocoPhillips has one of the cheapest cost of production in the entire industry at $30 a barrel. And as long as oil is above $30 a barrel, ConocoPhillips makes money. And ConocoPhillips also pays, I think they're about a 2.5%, 3% dividend. They got a smaller dividend. But some good equity performance there, from about $72 all the way up to $95. And it's only been a month and a half. So now, when I published this report on January 2nd, this was long before I knew of any potential issues with Russia and Ukraine. The Russia and Ukraine was not really something that I was considering when I published this report on January 2nd. Guys, remember, if you're a member of True Trading Group, or if you're a trial member of True Trading Group, that stock market outlook, it's an 18-page report. It is free for all of my TC members, and even for trial members. You guys can download that. Hold on one second. Oh, nice. Peter Parker. Spider-Man's in the house. Went full in on energy, up big time due to that report. Awesome, Peter Parker. Awesome. Spider-Man's in the house. Yeah. guys, I published that report on January 2nd. So again, if you guys have still not seen that report, I highly recommend you guys go check it out. Now, I believed oil in my report. I very specifically said oil, I believe, is going into the 90s. And then I said, I believed that, all right, hold on, guys. So I lost my train of thought because I have so many people that are messaging me at this time. So within that report, I had said that I believed oil was going to go up over $90 a barrel. Okay, that's before Russia-Ukraine situation was ever a thing. Okay, so before we got that, I believed that oil was going to go up over $90 a barrel. And then I said it would not surprise me if we go to $100 a barrel. Now that you have this potential conflict with Russia and Ukraine, the possibility of oil now going up over $100 a barrel is even more. Okay, but the thing that you have to pay attention to, and oil actually pulled back from this late in the day, and that is that the United States is in the very, very final stages, of the Iran nuclear talks. That caused oil to go down very late in the day when that update came out. The reason why oil is going down because of that is because if the US and Iran are on better and are on good terms, if that's the case, then you have the possibility of Iran adding supply of oil into the market to offset the increase in demand that you're seeing as the whole global economy comes out of COVID. All right. So that's why oil sold off on the back of that. But I still do believe, I still remain bullish on oil. I still remain bullish on energy. I remain bullish on all of these stocks. So if you guys still have not read that report, I gave you an entire outlook for 2022. And I gave you my top sector picks and the stocks that operate within those sectors that you guys can look at for 2022. If you guys have not downloaded that report, remember, it's free for members. It's free for also trial members. If you are interested in a trial membership, you can just go to ttgthree.com, ttgthree.com. If you guys are interested in becoming a trial member, okay, it is only $3. That is it. It costs you $3 to be a trial. You get a full week with us. You guys can see what it's like being in chat, experience what it's like being part of the community, see the platform, see the dashboard. Okay, use some of our tools, go through some sample courses. It's a one-time payment, no reoccurring payment, no auto renew, none of that crap. It's literally just $3. So if you guys want to join the trial, you can download that 18-page Stock Market Outlook 2022 report. It's totally free. All right. Just a trial will cost you guys $3. All right. You guys can join us in chat tomorrow live. That's ttgthree.com if you are interested in a trial with True Trading Group. Next question. Yeah, so their earnings came out right when we started our live stream, so I haven't even looked at it. I believe the stock has barely moved. Yeah, the stock's barely moved. So they came out with earnings right when we were starting this live stream. I have not read the earnings report. I don't know if they're good or bad, but the stock has not reacted. The stock is just sitting. The stock is just sitting here at 261. I mean, we closed at like 265. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, the stock really has not moved much after their earnings. I love NVIDIA. NVIDIA is one of my favorite long-term holdings, but I, very publicly exited 50% of my long-term holdings the end of last year. But the sad part is that NVIDIA is actually higher today than where I sold 50% of my holdings in like October. But NVIDIA is one of my favorite long-term holdings. I think NVIDIA is an absolute beast. They are a juggernaut. They are a monster. I love NVIDIA. I will be a shareholder of NVIDIA for many, many, many years to come. Sure.
Sure what?
I said sure.
Sure what though?
Can you please discuss PHUN and DWAC? Sure.
Cool.
How's Moscow?
It's better than whatever place you're at.
Probably not. probably not. I think where I am is better. So guys, as we take a look here at DWAC, DWAC's been holding up here pretty well. You actually got a message. I think Trump sent out a message on the social media platform. But this was a delay in their release. This was a delay. And that's when the stock kind of had this little sell-off with this increase in volume, but it's actually held up pretty well. This stock is just kind of feels like it's a little bit in no man's land. All you just need to watch DWAC in order to track PHUN. PHUN is not going to move on its own. PHUN will move in sympathy to DWAC. It really doesn't do its own thing. It really just follows DWAC. I don't really know how much more upside there is here to DWAC. I think once you get up into the 90s, I think there's a lot of resistance up there. Once you get up into the low 90s, I really do. I think it's nice that the stock is consolidating and trading sideways. I think maybe you can get one more push, but I do not believe that you are going to see. And if it happens, I'll just be wrong and I'll be surprised. But I do not believe DWAC gets back up to here. Okay, I do not believe that happens. I think it's more likely the stock, just kind of trades in this range and does something like this. I just do not believe that you're going to see DWAC back up at these the end of 2021, these levels. I just don't believe that you're going to see a move to there. But crazier things have happened, but I do not believe you're going to see that type of move. If you guys are long DWAC and this thing makes a move up towards 100, I think it's a good area to take some profits. Rather than hold on thinking you're going to see this happen again. I don't believe you're going to see that again. What does Steve Lisa mean when he said the 2-year curve is tightening in reference to the market's reaction to the Fed minutes release? Why is it important? He's referring to the steepening of the curve, and the steepening versus flattening is going to be the difference between like your 2-year and 10-year treasuries and the distance of that gap. So like how far apart do the yields go is whether you're getting a widening or a flattening of the curve. That's really all that means. Okay. So the curve flattens as they start to, come together. The curve, widens or steepens as they start to separate. It really was just him pointing out how the markets were reacting, because prior to your Fed minutes, it was expected that there was going to be a 50 basis point hike. The overall expectations were 63% of surveyed market participants were expecting a 50 basis point hike in March for the March meeting. After the Fed minutes were released, you saw the bond market start to adjust. And that actually was starting to be a signal that they were maybe no longer expecting the 50 basis point hike. And then all of a sudden you got that the expectation for the 50 basis point hike actually had dropped beneath 50% now. We're going to talk about this later on in the live stream. So I don't want to, this is a fantastic question, but I don't want to get too much into this answer, because I will discuss this in greater detail as we get a little bit deeper onto the live stream. Oof, good question. Really good question. Roblox got shellacked today. All right, Roblox got shellacked today, down below 54. And these are all-time lows. Let me see. Yeah, we're down at all-time lows. I think that Roblox could move lower. But I really do like Roblox for like the bigger picture, the longer term play with gaming, metaverse, all of that. Their platform is continuing to grow. And I think their platform is only going to get bigger. But the problem is that in this environment, that you're in right now with rising rates, you really need, the markets want companies that are generating strong cash flow. And Roblox had an issue with monetizing the platform. And the CEO said something. He said the exact opposite of what the markets want. I'm not saying that what he said was wrong. He's just being honest with what he's doing for his company. But Roblox is not the type of company that excels in this environment. In this environment, when rates are beginning to rise, the markets really want and investors want to see companies that have very good earnings growth and strong cash flow. The CEO of Roblox came out today with an interview on CNBC when he was talking to Jim Cramer after their earnings and said very, very plainly, I'm not focused on cash flow. I'm not focused on monetization. I'm not right now. I'm focused on user growth. So he is worried about right now growing the platform that is Roblox, getting more and more active users, and then we'll worry about monetizing that and all those revenue sources later. He said, we haven't even really focused on their advertising and market, like internal platform advertising, like getting advertisers to advertise on their platform so that they will generate revenue from that in-app purchases and all of these different things. He said, well, I'm not focused on that right now. So he's like, the monetization is not where people want it to be because we have not really touched and broken into that yet. We haven't tapped into that potential. We are focused on growing the base, growing the users. That's not what the markets want to hear right now. That's why the stock got shellacked today. Stock got crushed. All right, that's the reason why. Down 27% today in one day. But that's why. That's not what the markets want to hear. The markets want to hear we're focused on making money and generating strong cash flow right now, not 3 years from now. Okay, so we've talked about this a lot on my live streams about why does that matter now in a rising rate environment? Allow me to give you an example. And I gave this example yesterday on my live stream, but I know we have a lot of people here that are brand new to the live. Welcome. Take notes. We drop golden nuggets. I give you guys free lessons and education information on a daily basis on these lives so you have a better understanding of how markets work, why the stocks go up and down, what makes the markets go up and down, and how that can help you guys make money in the future. So allow me to explain this point one more time. In a rising rate environment, investors want cash flow now. They don't want it later. And the reason for that, when interest rates are zero, your investors are willing to pay for future earnings because they're not generating anything on their money now because interest rates are zero. But as interest rates start to rise, if you have an opportunity to invest your money in a 3% bond, you can take $100, put it into a bond, and in 12 months, you'll have $103. Now, to the flip side of that, if you said to me, Mike, I'll give you $100, but I'll give you $100 a year from now. When 12 months come by, you're going to give me $100. It's only worth the $100. And you can even factor in inflation. It'll be worth even less than that. But the $100 that I have in my hand today, I can put into a bond, which will be $103 in 12 months. So the $100 today actually is worth more than $100 a year from now. And that concept is the easiest way for me to explain to you why in a rising interest rate environment, companies that do not generate strong earnings and cash flow today, that's why they tend to underperform, because investors do not want to pay for earnings 3 years from now. They want it now. And that's the best explanation that I can give to help people understand why it is that exactly what the Roblox CEO said today, why the markets did not like it. That's why the stock went down 27%. But at least now you guys have a better understanding of why that is. It does not mean that Roblox as a company failed. Roblox right now is a great company, but a bad stock. And there is a difference. Okay? Roblox right now is a bad stock, not a bad company. In the future, I think Roblox will do just fine. I hope that makes sense, guys. Oof, my diagnosis on PTON. PTON has work to do. PTON is one of the worst management screw ups that I've seen in a while. So basically, what happened with Peloton is that Peloton made the mistake of thinking that the growth that they experienced during COVID was the new norm. And anyone that was trying to get a Peloton bike during the first lockdown of COVID, you'll know that it took 2 to 3 months for you to get your bike because they just did not have the inventory to meet the demand. So what the CEO did was, wow, we don't have any inventory to meet this demand. We have to go and buy a lot more inventory. So the company went and spent over $1 billion on inventory to buy more bikes and treadmills. And then all of a sudden COVID is ending, and the demand for their bikes and treadmills has absolutely imploded. They made the mistake of thinking that that demand was sustainable, that growth was sustainable. It was not. They literally have seen the demand for their bike do a complete parabolic move during COVID, and their demand for their product has come crashing back down to earth. And now they're stuck with all of this inventory. Major management blunder on the back of Peloton. And that's a blunder that I just can't seem to get past. It's why the CEO was stepping down as CEO. You have somebody else coming in there that is an executive from Netflix and an executive from Shopify, I think, or Spotify or Shopify and Netflix, former executive that's going to be stepping in as the new CEO. I think Peloton's a takeover target. I think, there was a rumor last week or 2 weeks ago that Amazon was potentially looking into acquiring Peloton. I think Peloton will be a great fit for Apple. With Apple Fitness and everything, I think it would be a great fit for Apple, and Apple has tons of cash on their balance sheet. They can step in and easily swallow up Peloton at this price. Not to say Apple's going to do that. I think it would make sense for somebody to acquire Peloton now that the price has been just cut into a fraction of what it was just a few months ago. So if you're long Peloton, I think it's more of a play on it's going to either be a takeover and you can make some money on the takeover. Maybe they get bought out for $50 a share and you can buy it at 32 and sell out at 50. Great. But if you're going to invest in this, it's going to be a turnaround story, and it's going to take time for the new CEO to turn this company around and for the company to recover from the financial blunders and mistakes that the current CEO or exiting CEO left the company in. So I think it will be a turnaround story that will take time. If they do not get bought out, I think it's going to take time for this company to recover. Mike, you're still looking at short vaccine plays. When do you feel the right time to start looking at put options? Yeah, the one I hate the most actually is NVAX. I've been bearish on NVAX, since like November. I've been talking about NVAX on these live streams. We made a lot of money shorting NVAX during this fall. During this decline, we made a lot of money shorting NVAX during this. I came in yesterday. I tried to short this thing yesterday, and this thing started to climb back. You also got comments out of the Moderna CEO that was talking about, he thinks COVID is really over. But the stocks are just kind of trading sideways right now. I really feel like, these stocks really were gutted. You're talking about NVAX went from 230 down to 80 in about a month. This stock really cratered, and we were short this thing a couple of times in this move. But I went back to the well. I went back to the well maybe, one too many times. But I think that with regards to NVAX, I wouldn't be surprised if you see NVAX in the 60s, here pretty soon. They have not been able to deliver on the vaccine quantities that they were promised that they were going to be delivering. They still haven't gotten a USA FDA approval. And let's face it, COVID is getting to the end. I mean, there's not many people in the developed world that are not vaccinated that want to be vaccinated. People that are in the developed world, if they wanted to be vaccinated, they've already been vaccinated. There's not a line of hundreds of millions of people that are ready lining up to say, thank goodness NVAX's vaccine is here. I know there's certain areas of the world that, yes, but from a sheer kind of revenue standpoint here for NVAX, I just feel like this company has really just missed the boat. I know there's people that are talking about, oh, well, there's going to be, every year you're going to need a shot now for COVID, and NVAX could be one of those companies. And yes, that is true. But when you look at all of the other companies that are out there, I feel like someone that might want, if someone's going to get a COVID shot every year, like they would get a flu shot every year, if you got a Pfizer vaccine, I feel like you're probably going to get a Pfizer shot every year. I don't know. That's just my thought process. I think NVAX was too slow to market. I think they missed out on their opportunity to take advantage of the COVID surge. And the stock price is reflecting that. And I don't see a lot more with NVAX. Moderna is a different story. I actually like Moderna for the long haul. Moderna has a vast pipeline of like 30 or 40 other drugs that they are working on in development. One of which is actually already in or approaching a phase 3 trial. So you could get updates on that. There's just a lot more promise in the pipeline with Moderna. NVAX is really reliant on COVID. They're also working on a COVID flu shot combination, which could possibly be something there. But there's not as much in the pipeline as like a Pfizer. Pfizer has a ridiculous pipeline where they generate revenue from. NVAX does not have anywhere else that they're going to generate revenue from. And that's what worries me about NVAX. And that's why I've been bearish on NVAX since the fall of last year. I'm just sitting here the fall of last year and I'm like, here's this wave of Omicron, and NVAX still is not getting their vaccine out there. I'm like, if this really is the final COVID wave of Omicron, if this is the final wave, and you're starting to see all around the world cases going down, hospitalizations going down, deaths going down, mask mandates being lifted, travel restrictions being lifted, and yet here's NVAX still not delivering their vaccine, I just feel like you've missed the boat. And I don't believe that NVAX has enough in their pipeline to where the stock would go back to $200. Moderna does, but they have to be successful with all of those different candidates and all those different drugs. If they fail with those, well, then the stock's going to go down. But I'm saying from a pure pipeline standpoint, there's more potential with Moderna than there is NVAX. Those are my thoughts. With real estate at all-time high still, what signs can we look for to know when it's about time to start shorting the real estate sector? The real estate sector is at all-time highs because of inflation. The cost of housing in your CPI data went up 4%. The home builder sentiment was down because of the cost of lumber. Lumber is surging, so that's causing the price of new homes that are being built, the prices are high, and it's really because of inflation. I think it's time, like you're saying, what signs can we look for? The signs that you look for is when people can no longer afford the home because they have to pay more in interest. And as interest rates rise, which don't forget, folks, the federal funds rate is still 0. They have not yet raised rates. Now, mortgage rates have increased because the 10-year treasury has 10-year treasury yield has increased, and the 10-year is where mortgage rates are most closely tied to. As a 10-year goes up, mortgage rates will go up as well. So mortgage rates have moved higher, but they have not moved high enough to where it's going to stunt demand. There's still very high demand in the real estate sector because consumers are flushed with cash and interest rates are still very, very low. As interest rates are low and inflation is high, that's going to push the price of housing higher. But the consumer, you have to realize a home buyer does not give two damns about the price they're buying the home for. All they care about is, what's my monthly payment? That's all a home buyer cares about when you're talking about living in the home. I'm not talking about if this is an investment property, if you're like a real estate guru and you're looking for opportunities and to flip a home, that's different. We're talking about people that are buying a home to actually live in it. They do not care if they're going to buy a house for $500,000 or $600,000. They don't care. All they care about is, I could afford $5,000 a month. What house can I buy that gives me a $5,000 a month payment? When interest rates are low, they can then afford a higher priced home. But when interest rates rise, that $5,000, I'm using $5,000 as an example, the $5,000 number that a consumer could afford per month does not change. So as the interest rate goes up, let's say if you got a $5,000 monthly payment, and let's just break it up, call it 50-50, right? Which is not the case when you first buy a home, but for the sake of the argument, let's say out of the $5,000 monthly payment, $2,500 goes towards your interest, $2,500 goes towards your principal. Well, as the interest rates rise, and let's say now $3,000 goes towards your interest, $2,000 goes towards your principal, because the consumer can still only afford the $5,000 a month payment. So that brings the price of the home they could afford down. That is what slows demand in the real estate sector. And now all of a sudden, the houses that are priced, up in $1 million, well, maybe all the people that can afford the $1 million home, well, now all of a sudden they can all only afford a $750,000 home. And that works all along the scale. So right now you have a lot more buyers up at higher price points. As interest rates rise, all those buyers come down a level, and it creates less demand within the real estate sector. And then add on top of that inflation, which causes the price of materials to skyrocket. That adds to the price that it's going to cost to build the home, which therefore adds to the price it's going to cost to buy the home. So right now, inflation mixed with very low interest rates is the reason why real estate is at all-time highs. Once interest rates really start to climb and you have a Fed funds rate that goes from 0 up to 2.5, and all of a sudden people are no longer paying 3.2% for a mortgage, they're paying 4.5, 4.8% for a mortgage. That, I think, will then bring the housing market down. Long-winded answer. Next question. What about gold? I like gold. Gold has underperformed for a long period of time here in this inflationary environment. But I actually do believe that gold is going to do well. I am bullish on gold. I think you're going to see gold over $2,000 an ounce within the next 2 years. Within the next 2 years, I think gold gets over $2,000 an ounce. This is just a chart of the GLD. GLD is an ETF. GLD is not the spot price of gold, but this is just an ETF that tracks gold. And you see a gigantic cup and handle right now, don't you? There's your move higher. There's your gigantic cup. There's your handle. And now we're getting ready to break out of the cup. And I do think that gold moves higher. So I'm bullish on gold. And I think that it's a very, very safe, low volatility investment. a lot lower volatility than something like Bitcoin, which a lot of people are looking at Bitcoin as an inflationary hedge. But rather, Bitcoin is beginning to prove itself to be a risk on, risk off asset as it's begun starting to move with the NASDAQ and with tech. As tech experiences risk on, risk off, Bitcoin has been fluctuating with those type of fluctuations. So, it seems like Bitcoin may not be the inflation hedge that a lot of people were hoping that it would be. The volatility is too high, but gold, very, very, very low volatility. And if you guys want to hide out somewhere and wait out the tornado that is outside, gold is a good safe haven to do so. And I believe that the price of gold will move higher. And I do believe that within the next 2 years, I believe that gold will be over $2,000 an ounce. Good questions today, folks. Really good questions today. You guys are doing a great job. Joy Waters, when will you be considering adding to your long-term portfolio? When I know how the Fed is going to be treating inflation. I have sold out of 50% of my long-term portfolio back at the end of last year. Turns out I'm pretty glad that I did. But I still am concerned that the Fed gets this wrong. If the Fed raises rates, because I believe the Fed is so far behind inflation that they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive than they wanted to be. And, history tells us that when the Fed has to slam on the brakes, they screw it up and they hit the brakes too hard. And that causes a slowdown in growth. It causes recessionary, environment. I'm waiting to see how the Fed handles fighting inflation. I don't know if the Fed is willing to let inflation run high for another year and pump the brakes very, very slowly. If the Fed is willing to let inflation run for an entire year, they can raise rates slowly and not be as aggressive and just let inflation keep going and just eventually catch up. You're going to have serious damage done if they just eventually get caught up, because inflation will just keep going and it will take a long period of time to then bring that inflation back down. So they're going to have to raise rates faster than they wanted to. And the faster they have to raise, the more likely of a possibility, or rather, instead of me saying the more likely, because that insinuates that I think that that's the most likely scenario, the faster the Fed has to raise rates, the higher the possibility of them going too far. And once you go too far, it's difficult to pull it back, because you'll slow down the economy so much to a point where the economy is the mother of all cruise ships. Like, the analogy when you say like, oh, it's like turning a cruise ship rather than turning a speedboat. Well, the U.S. economy is the mother of all cruise ships. All right. It takes months to turn the economy or turn this cruise ship left or right. It takes months. So I'm just cautious of the Fed's ability to get this right. And you have the potential, as we go into the middle of the year, you have the potential of a death cross on the daily chart, which would be the 50-day moving average crossing under the 200-day. And right here, what you guys can see, you'll see how the 50-day moving average is now, for the first time, beginning to really slope downward. See this blue line on my screen? I'll zoom in. I'll actually make this line a little bit lighter. For those of you that maybe can't see that line, I'll make it like a tealish green or a baby blue. All right, so there's like that baby blue line. See, that's your 50-day moving average. You see how it's beginning to slope downward? So if that 50-day moving average eventually, and now here's your 200-day, this yellow line. So your 200-day does this and your 50-day does this. Now that would give you a death cross. And that death cross is a bearish signal that could potentially send the markets lower. And if the Fed gets this wrong and they raise rates too aggressively, then the market could literally just do this. Once you get into April, May, it'll take some time. But that's the moment that you'll start to realize that the Fed has gone too far. And if the Fed has gone too far and you get this next leg down, Joy, to answer your question, that there is where I become a buyer. And there is when I will begin adding back to my long-term portfolio from my October sales. Okay. So that's kind of my thought process with the overall markets. I'll let everyone know, folks, when I begin to think about adding to my long-term portfolio, you'll know about it. And you'll know about it because everyone you know is going to be panicking that the stock market's crashing. When everyone you know is freaking out, that's when you'll know I'm ready to start buying. Right now, I think there's still far too many people that are bullish, that think the Fed's going to get this right. And that's not the time that I want to start buying. Love how you're potentially preparing us for a massive crash. I mean, listen, listen, I have a very specific job. That job is to help you make money. That's my job. I take that job and that responsibility very, very seriously. A lot of people hate me for it sometimes when I come on these live streams and I tell you guys the honest truth. Very famously was AMC. I came on here and I made money on AMC on the way up. I also made money on AMC on the way down. I don't fall in love with any particular stock or any area of the market. I look for opportunities that I believe I can make money, whether the markets are up or down. And we made a lot of money in the markets going long in 2020 and 2021. And so far, we've made a lot of money in the market short in 2022. Put options in January, put options last week. We've made a lot of money shorting this market to start with 2022. My job is not to tell you what you want to hear. My job is to tell you what you need to hear in order to make money. That is my job and my responsibility at True Trading Group, and I take that very, very seriously. So I will always tell you exactly what I'm doing with my money. I'll tell you exactly what I think through my 17 years of experience, and we're going to ride it out. And I'm going to be right, and sometimes I'm going to be wrong. I'll be right a hell of a lot more times than I'm wrong. But when I'm right, I'll let you know I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I'll let you know that I'm wrong. And that's what trading is all about. And that's what the market is all about. And that's what True Trading Group is all about. It's about full transparency. It's about responsibility. It's about telling you guys exactly what I think. And I don't come on here as a Monday morning quarterback. I come on here and I tell you what I think the market's going to do tomorrow. I tell you what I think individual stocks are going to do tomorrow. I tell you what positions I am in. I'll tell you what I think, if this, then that. I go over this with you guys all the time, very publicly here. January 2nd, we did a live stream. I told you oil, my number one pick this year, energy stocks, Chevron, Exxon, Devon Energy, Pioneer, and ConocoPhillips. I told you that January 2nd. Look what those stocks have done since then. I told you guys in December of last year, I told you, do not buy the first sell-off. The first week of January, we got a sell-off. I said, do not buy this dip. We're going lower. Just go watch my live streams. I told you guys all this. And then what happened? We made a ridiculous amount of money in put options. That's my job at True Trading Group, because it doesn't matter. It's not just about preparing you for a market crash. It's just preparing you. That's all I'm doing. I'm not preparing you for a market crash. I'm preparing you, period. Because active traders make money regardless of the market's direction. Doesn't matter if the markets are up, down, left, right, sideways, inside out. Doesn't matter. Active traders make money in volatile environments. And I told you last year, I thought that 2022 was going to be literally the year of the active trader. And so far, I've been proven to be right. We're only a month and a half into the year, but so far I've been proven right. And I think I'm going to remain right for the remainder of this year. But I'm preparing you. I'm getting you educated. I'm giving you the tools, the resources, and the information so that you can make money in this environment, so that if the markets do crash, you know how to profit from it, rather than all of your friends panicking, watching their 401k balances decrease, and they freak out, they sell at the bottom. Meanwhile, guess who's sitting there at the bottom buying? We are. March of 2020, I very famously on this YouTube channel told everybody in March and April, I was screaming from the rooftops at the top of my lungs, buy this sell-off. I said this was the greatest wealth building opportunity of my lifetime, was that COVID crash in March of 2020. And a lot of my members and a lot of people that follow this live stream did that. And you're up triple digits on all of the positions that you bought during that time period. Unless you didn't listen and you bought things like the cruise lines. I'm just preparing you, period, for any market environment. That's how you consistently make money in the market. You can't just make money when the markets go up. You've got to make money when the markets go down also, because markets do also go down sometimes. They go up a hell of a lot more than they go down, but you don't want to just watch all of your money go away when the markets go down. Make money on the way down too. All right. All right. All right, folks. Adam, thank you so much, man, for helping me out with the Q&A. Guys, that was a fantastic Q&A session. Excellent questions that you guys asked. I love it. Excellent questions that you asked. I love these Q&As. I think it's very, very helpful. Right now, we're going to take a 15-minute intermission to pay some bills. And by pay some bills, I mean tell you guys about the TC membership, how you can join, what's included, and what free gift and savings that you can get for signing up before midnight Pacific tonight. But stay right where you are, because in 15 minutes, we'll be getting into the main topics of this live stream with some major educational golden nuggets that can help you guys make money as soon as tomorrow. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's begin that 15-minute sales intermission. All right, folks, what I would like to know right now is how many people on this live stream are not a TTG member. If you are not a member, or this is your first time on one of our live streams, please go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now. Mango Tango. Dirty Cuban, Sam Willis, Curtis Mayfield, Weedabi 07, Jitter Speck, Star Brown, Blaze Judd. Great, guys. Beautiful. For all of those that just typed the number 1, welcome. Okay. If you're like most of the people on the stream, there's a great chance you guys have a full-time job, limited time, maybe a family that demands any free time that you do have, and you definitely do not have tens of thousands of dollars to start trading with immediately. Here's the good news. True Trading Group was built for you. Whether you work a full-time job, have a limited time, you have a couple $100 or less than $1,000 to trade with, you don't understand any terms that we're discussing during the Q&A, and you're starting from absolute zero. Whatever excuse you are making for yourself, you are wrong. And True Trading Group can and will help you make money and become a better trader. And if you do not believe me, I will prove it to you right now. Because now I'm going to talk to my members. If you are a member of True Trading Group, plain and simple, if you are making money and becoming a better trader, I'd like for you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Again, if you are a member of True Trading Group and you are making money and becoming a better trader, type the number 1 in chat right now. Anyone that's not a member, I would just pay attention to how many number 1s come through on the side of the screen, because these number 1s are True Trading Group members that are no different than you. There is no difference between these people and you. They have full-time jobs, limited time. Most did not start with tens of thousands of dollars, and some had very little to trade with after they joined True Trading Group, but have since made it back 3 times, 5 times, even 10 times over or more. They didn't get there by luck or by gambling. They got there by putting in an effort around their own schedule on their terms, and were given the education, tools, and flexibility to succeed. True Trading Group is the Netflix of trading communities, guys. You pay one price, you get access to the core of everything we have to offer for the whole year with your TTG annual membership. You are going to get access to our daily trading chat room, where you will be able to see and watch as myself and other professional traders share their screen with you live throughout the course of the day. We call out our trades in advance, give you market analysis. You're going to get a minimum of 10 easy to follow, actionable real-time trade alerts per week from a community of traders that's currently sporting over an 80% win rate. We're fully transparent, folks. There's a journal on our website, tracks every buy and sell that we make. Go check it out for yourself. You're also going to get 2 small private study groups. This is your chance to get individual attention from a True Trading Group moderator to go over lessons and topics that you are struggling with. Our Benzinga Pro real-time newsfeed gives you live breaking up to the second news alerts directly inside of our chat. TradingView's charting software. It's one of those commonly used charting softwares that traders use, active traders use. All of this is included for free. You get a trade ideas scanner that helps you guys be focused on the stocks that are the hottest on the day. Whether you trade small caps, mid caps, or large caps, this will make sure that you're focused on the hottest stocks during the day. You can hone your skill by using our simulator. Our simulator will let you guys trade stocks and options with fake money, with real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you are learning in the courses. We have our own proprietary scanner that helps you guys, has the same functionality as FinViz Elite. You can also use the scan for crypto. We have dark pool data, unusual options activity, stuff that used to only be available to professionals. Now it's at their fingertips of our teaching members. That is how we empower the retail trader. That is how we level the playing field. We have a performance journal that will track all of your trading and give you statistics and data so you can figure out what you're doing wrong. We have a social sentiment scanner that will tell you what stocks are being mentioned the most on StockTwits, Reddit, and Twitter. This way you can always stay ahead of the crowd. Our stock profile tool will give you guys unlimited downloadable reports for analyst ratings, insider buying and selling. You're going to get our watch list with our game plan so you know exactly what stocks the TC mods have their eyes on every single day. All of our courses, the courses you get at True Trading Group is a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. So you're getting the same professional level of education that I received. You get all of our courses. There's no VIP or pro courses that cost more money. Okay. Everything is included when you guys join True Trading Group. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, we have it. It's in text and video format, whichever is easier for you guys to learn. Our video library has over 200 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars we've conducted with members, like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job. All of this you guys get access to, and anything we add to the platform, it's included as well. That's why we're like Netflix. When Netflix comes out with a new show, they don't charge you $10 for it. It's included in your membership. Same thing here. When we come out with a new course, a new tool, a new resource, it's included with your membership. The one-year membership normally costs $2,212. And by February 28th, it will once again be $2,212 as we walk our price up daily. And with $4,000 of premium tools, our curriculum chat room and alerts is well worth it. Guys, tonight is your last chance to save 46% off on that $2,212 price point before the price moves up again tomorrow and every day thereafter until we get to February 28th, $2,212. The next 17 people to sign up with the coupon code TTG121 on ttgoffer.com. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. You enter the coupon code TTG121. You will get a 46% discount, brings the price all the way down to just $1,180. And the next 17 people will also get a brand new free laptop with their membership upon becoming TTG certified. Becoming certified means you've gone through our courses and you've passed our quizzes. It's a badge of honor for our members. They wear it proud. Okay, there is no catch. Just don't cheat because you guys get the answer key for the quizzes. But don't cheat. You're only going to be cheating yourselves. Don't worry about putting in your address at checkout. When you complete all the courses and exams, you'll be prompted to enter your address, and we will then immediately process and ship your brand new free laptop. There's only 17 of those laptops left. So the next 17 people that go to ttgoffer.com and enter the code TTG121 will get that free laptop. We ship anywhere in the world. We even cover the shipping costs. You must enter TTG121 on the checkout page in order to get the 46% discount. It is not taken out automatically. You will also get 2 small private study groups with your membership as well. This is your chance to go over topics and lessons that you're struggling with a professional trader at True Trading Group. And last but certainly not least, True Trading Group is the home to the double your money back guarantee. I told you earlier on this live stream that results matter. Your results matter. Your success is measurable through your P&L. Anyone that joins True Trading Group, goes through the courses, passes the quizzes, and attends one study group, if you do not make your membership fee of $11.80 back at least once during your membership, I will give you double what you paid back. That is how much I stand behind this program. That is how confident I am in our ability to help you become successful. You pay $11.80, do those things. If you never make $11.80 back, I'm going to give you $2,360 back. There is no one that will offer you that deal. Ask yourself why that is. I come up here every day on these live streams. I talk a big game. I talk about professional education, trader of the year, worked at a hedge fund, 17 years experience. It's time to back that up. And that is why we offer a double your money back guarantee, something that nobody else is willing to do because they are simply not as confident in their ability to help you become successful. Your success is the only thing that matters, not mine, not anybody else's, because nor I or anybody else is going to pay your bills. So your success is going to be based on your P&L. If you do not make that $11.80 back at least once, I will give you $2,380 back. That's it. No catch. It's on the website. Read it for yourself. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the code TTG121. You'll get the 46% discount, the free laptop, the 2 study groups, and the double your money back guarantee. If you have questions about the membership, or if you were a previous trial member, okay, you guys could send a text message to 201-775-9702. Again, don't call this number, text it. 201-775-9702. That number's at the bottom of your screen. You can send a text message to that number now if you have questions about the membership or you're having a hard time signing up. And then, guys, don't forget, we do have that 1-week trial. The 1-week trial, you can go to ttgtree.com. It's only $3, one-time payment, no automatic renewal, no automatic upgrade, none of that. Just a one-time payment of $3. Everybody has $3. It'll be the best damn $3 you ever spent in your life. All right, folks. So there we have that. Again, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code, click apply code. You'll get the 46% discount. You'll know you're getting one of those 17 laptops as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart. As long as you see it in your checkout cart, you'll know you're getting a laptop. Okay? So the next 17 people to do so will get that free laptop. My TTG members, what I would like to ask you all now, a quick question. Anyone that's not a member, pay attention. My TTG members, do you think the True Trading Group membership is worth it? I'll let you guys sound off and comment in chat here, right now, while we wrap up the end of this little sales intermission before we move on to the main topics. Anyone that's not a member, my advice to you is to pay attention to the comments that you're about to read come through this side of the screen. These are TTG members that are telling you that, hey, I joined, I paid for it. I'm telling you, if I think it's worth it, just read the comments that are coming through chat right now. No doubt. Yes, for sure. Hands down. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Learning so much. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. All right. You guys can read these comments that are coming through chat. These are members telling you, yes, it's worth every single penny. We should probably charge 5 times as much, but we don't want to because we want to level the playing field for the retail trader. It should not cost you $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 to get access to this information, because this is what professional traders use. They use this professional level of education. They use these tools, these resources. This is how we level the playing field for you. This is how we give you the same opportunities to make better informed decisions like professional traders. We're also 5-star rated on Trustpilot. Go check out our reviews. Over 1,400 people have left us a review. Read the 5 stars, read the 1 stars, then you decide if True Trading Group's right for you. Again, that's ttgoffer.com, ttg121. And what you'll notice if you read all the 1-star reviews, every 1-star review is somebody saying how much they hate Adam. Okay? That Adam is difficult to deal with, that Adam's an asshole. Those are going to be all your 1-star reviews. Nothing about the courses and the traders and any of that. Just, I hate Adam. All right. But Adam's a nice guy, guys. He's got to deal with a lot. He's got to deal with a lot. All right. A lot of the people that are complaining are the people that will just, are entitled, and they feel like, we owe them the moon and the stars without putting in any effort themselves. And the one thing that you'll realize at True Trading Group is that as long as you're willing to give us an effort, and you're willing to give me just a couple hours a week just to actually go through the courses and get educated and use the tools and resources, Adam, myself, the rest of the group, we will give you the shirt off our backs to make sure that you have the education, resources, and guidance and mentorship that you need to be successful. But if you're going to be lazy and you're not going to do a single thing that we suggest, then yeah, you're not going to get the best response from Adam, myself, or any rest of the other TTG members. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not gambling. This is a skill. It's a skill that needs to be learned like any other. And that skill requires training, education, guidance, and mentorship. And here at True Trading Group, we will give you all of it. Just go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121. All right, folks. There we do it. All right. Okay, let me take a quick little sip of water. All right. All right, let's take things over back to the charts, guys. What I'd like to do here now is I'd like to go ahead now. That ends our little sales intermission. We're going to go ahead now. We're going to start the main topics of this live stream. We're going to talk about the Fed minutes. We'll talk about Russia, Ukraine, and what this means for the overall markets now going forward. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and let's pull up the charts. All right. Let's talk about what happened today with the Fed minutes. As you can see today, guys, not a lot really happened. The Fed minutes today were of no surprise. There was nothing major in the Fed minutes that caused the markets to really go bonkers one way or the other. But one important thing happened today. And I'll tell you my thoughts. I'm still leaning to the bearish side in the overall markets. I still think the markets are going to trade down into this region. Okay, guys, tonight's code word is bonkers. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, don't worry about this code word. This code word is for members only. Okay, we do a lot of fun giveaways with members. We give away cash and electronics. This is one of those giveaways. So guys, the code word for tonight is bonkers. If you are a member, the code word is bonkers. If you're not a member, then guys, don't worry about this. Okay. All right. So with regards to the SPY, the Fed minutes came out today. What are the Fed minutes? Fed minutes are the notes from your January meeting. We had a Fed meeting in January. Today, we got the notes from that meeting. All right. The notes did not really have anything of any surprise. There's two specific things that we're going to take away from the Fed minutes. One is the phrase, this exact phrase, when they were referring to balance sheet runoff, the exact wording was at some point later this year. That phrase, at some point later this year, settled market worries. Because, I've been talking to you guys on my live streams about the markets really caring about the balance sheet runoff. Balance sheet runoff is what caused this down move. Because on January 5th, we got the minutes from the December meeting, and the minutes talked about balance sheet runoff, and the markets hated it. All right. So I was looking to see, was there anything in this Fed minutes from this meeting that would cause the markets to move lower now, talking about balance sheet runoff. And the phrase was very specifically, maybe at some point later this year. That means that the Fed is not actively talking about balance sheet runoff, that there will not be any surprise balance sheet runoff announcement at the March 16th meeting, that they are still going to be pretty slow. Everybody welcome Brian. Brian, the newest member of the TTG family. There are only 16 of those laptops left. 16 laptops left, folks. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com and enter that coupon code TTG121. That'll get you the 46% discount, the 2 small private study groups, the free laptop, the double your money back guarantee. Welcome, Brian.
Can I say something real quick?
You sure can.
In response to the whole "they're all about Adam" thing, that is all true. But hold on, comrade. So you like that? Okay. It's actually funny because yesterday I got, I'm not going to give out this person's information, obviously, but I got an email. They thought they were writing to you specifically, right?
Okay.
And they said, "Hey, Mike, just wanted to get in touch to see about something. A week ago or so, I had made a comment that Adam didn't like. It wasn't just that I didn't like it. It was like truly inappropriate, whatever, right?
Okay.
So he cut me off and refunded my tuition. I told him I didn't want a refund, but he did it anyways. So I'm asking you if I can get back in and continue my education. All of the reviews say that this is the main reason people don't like True Trading Group. Will I have to add mine to the list?"
I don't know what the person said, but
It wasn't good. I'm not going to repeat it on here, but it wasn't good. Point is that I just, yeah, that's about right.
Someone goes, "You're mean, Adam, but we still like you."
Hey, look, you can't, look, I don't like it. You think I want to be in there? You think I want to give people their money back? Guys, I'm like super Jewish. I don't want to give anybody their money back. The only thing I like better than money is your money. I don't want to give people their money back.
Yeah.
For what? I want you to be successful, and I like your money.
Listen, we're very simple.
Also, but so there are things that are more important than money, like when somebody makes consistent inappropriate comments in chat. It's important that we maintain an environment in there that's good for everybody.
Right.
We're in there to make money. We're in there to learn. We're in there to better ourselves. We're not in there to get into things that don't have a place in there.
Yeah, let's be very clear. The True Trading Group chat room is not your Twitter or your Facebook page. Okay? The True Trading Group chat room is for people that are looking to try and make money. And you guys want to keep all of those other comments, save them for your Twitter, save them for your Facebook page. We have rules. We have chat room rules that we ask people to abide by. And if you do not abide by them, then you will no longer be part of the TTG community. We work very, very hard to maintain an environment in True Trading Group that is suitable and effective for everyone. And there will be no place for anyone that disrupts that.
Yeah, and the rules aren't crazy. They're not like
Be a normal person and you'll be fine.
Right. Here, like, Mike, do you mind if I just read some of them real quick?
Sure.
All right, I'll make it quick. Here are the rules. No profane or vulgar or offensive language. Everyone is going to get emotional about trading occasionally, and swearing happens, but any offensive, vulgar language towards anyone will not be tolerated. No conversation about politics, religion, race, gender, and or any opinions on any sensitive social issues. We are here to learn, trade, and profit together. If you want to have those conversations, please proceed to Facebook and Twitter. TTG is not a dating app. This is not the place to pick up anyone, regardless of what chat tab you are in. No harassment of other members, no insulting or name calling. Be polite. We are a tight community, all trying to help one another. You guys get the point, right?
Yeah, right. Normal stuff. Like
right. And there's other things that are like, do not type in all caps. Do not just type a ticker symbol without an explanation of what you're looking at. For example, do not just type ABCD instead type something like ABCD is breaking out on this news. Give context to what you're talking about. We work very hard to keep a really, really solid flow inside of our chat room. So I don't think that our rules are so crazy. So in order to get kicked out, and honestly, like in order to get kicked out, you got to really screw up. You got to really, really screw up.
Yeah.
So it's just like being an adult. That's it. Just like a decent person. That's all.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's it. I mean, it's not like the chat room is in communist Russia. All right. Mike, what?
Nothing. I'm just...
All right, you're Kremlining me out.
I'm Kremlining you out. Okay. Okay, so back to the overall market. So we're at the Fed minutes. All right. The Fed minutes, that one key phrase, okay, at some point later this year, that eased any concerns of a potential balance sheet runoff while the Fed is raising rates, or excuse me, they will be running the balance sheet off while they're raising rates because they're going to be raising rates for the next 2 years. Welcome, Tony. Tony, newest member of the group, guys. Welcome, Tony. There's now 15 of those laptops left. So the next 15 people that go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121, you get a 46% discount. Guys, remember, the price goes up at midnight tonight. So tonight's the last night to pay the $11.80. You'll also get a free laptop upon becoming certified. You'll get the 2 small private study groups. And as long as you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend one study group, if you do not make that $11.80 back at least once, I'm going to give you double $2,380, $2,360 back. Everybody welcome Kai. Kai, newest member of the group. There's now only 14 of those laptops left. 14 of those laptops left. Welcome, Kai. Guys, the newest member of the group. Welcome, Kai. Just 14 laptops left now. All right. So, guys, that was a very important key phrase that was taken from the minutes. The other thing that we take from these minutes was it does not seem that the Fed... Everybody welcome Thompson. Guys, these laptops are going quick. Everybody welcome Thompson. There's now just 13 left. Once we get to 10, these things fly. So, and there's a couple people on the checkout page right now. I wouldn't even wait for the live stream to finish. Secure your laptop now. We've only got 13 of them left. Everybody welcome Thompson. All right. So back to the Fed minutes. The Fed made very specific, had very specific lines in their notes about being data dependent, which really started to insinuate to the market that the Fed is still not going to be as aggressive as people may think. And what happened was the expectation of the 50 basis point hike actually went down after the Fed minutes. So after the CPI data last week, which is Consumer Price Index, which shows you the increase in the price of goods that the consumer pays, like energy, cars, food, housing, how much have those prices gone up? That's CPI. That CPI number came in red hot. And once it came in red hot, the expectations of a 50 basis point hike went to 63%. That means that it is expected by the majority of surveyed market participants that the Fed's going to raise rates by 50 basis points in March, not 25. After the minutes today, that went from 63% to under 50. So now the markets are pricing in that you're only going to get a 25 basis point hike, not 50. I'll tell you why that's a problem. After we welcome Raf, everybody welcome Raf. 12 laptops left. Folks, I'm telling you, these laptops are going to go quick now. Jump on them. What do you have to lose? Really think about it. You're going to pay $1,180. You're going to get over $4,000 worth of tools and resources that if you bought them on your own, going directly to the companies, you're spending over $4,000 a year. You get all that, the same professional level of education I received when I worked at a hedge fund, access to everything I said to you guys before. You're going to get a free laptop worth a couple $100 there. But if you do not make the $1,180 back after putting in that effort, I'm going to give you back $2,360. You're going to get a 100% return on your investment if you fail. You just have to put in an effort. Don't come to me in 30 days without going through any of the courses and saying, I didn't make any money. I want my money back. I'm going to say, nope, sorry. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. You actually have to be willing to learn a new skill. So that's why it's a year membership, because you're not going to learn everything and implement everything in 30 days. I don't need 40 hours a week, folks. I need a couple. Give me a couple hours a week, and I'm confident we can help you reach your goals. And if you don't, you've got the double your money back guarantee sitting there behind you to back it up. Just go to ttgoffer.com and use the code TTG121. The price is going up at midnight. We're going to be at $22.12 by February 28th. And the price you pay today is the price you pay for life. So next year, when your membership's up for renewal, if it's $22.12, or maybe by then it's even $2,500, you're only going to pay $11.80 to renew. The price you pay is the price you lock in for life. And that's a big deal because our retention rate is around 75%. 75% of our members are renewing their membership or upgrading to a lifetime membership. That is an astronomically high percentage compared to any of our competitors in this space. That's because results matter. Your results matter. And if you're making money and becoming a better trader, of course you're going to want to renew your membership. We've only had to refund 1.73% of our members since 2017.
I'm also not that big of an asshole.
Adam's a nice guy.
I am a nice guy.
That's what I just said.
I don't know. I do genuinely care if you guys do well. It's what the whole business is based on. Whatever. People be hating.
I think the Kremlin is too colorful.
Yet.
Yet. All right, folks. So let's talk about, let's talk about everything here with regards to the Fed minutes. Okay, because this is when the Fed minutes were released. Okay, this is when the minutes were released right here. And then this is when the expectation of a 50 basis point hike went under 50%. Okay, this is when it went under 50%. the market shot up. Let me explain to you why I think that's a problem. You do not want the market to go up because the Fed's only going to raise 25 basis points. You want the market to go up because the Fed's going to raise 50 basis points and earnings are strong enough for the markets to still move higher. That's a sustainable move. Everybody welcome Sam. Only 11 of those laptops left now, guys. Only 11 laptops left. All right, it's time to get serious, folks. Invest in yourself and get a real education. I'll back it up with that money back guarantee. Nobody else is going to be willing to do that for you. So if you've ever been interested in learning how to do this from a professional standpoint, now is the time. The price is going to go up at midnight tonight. And then on February 28th, you're going to pay $2,200. Don't do that. Do $1,180 now. ttgoffer.com. Folks, prior to the Fed minutes, okay, we had a 50 basis point expectation for the market. The Fed loved that. If I'm the Fed, you want the markets to expect 50 basis points. Because if the markets expect 50 basis points in March, give it to them. Get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get in front of inflation. If the markets price in a 50 basis point hike, give it to them. It wouldn't be a surprise. That's why I think it's a problem that the expectation of 50 basis points is now under 50%. And I think it's an even bigger problem that the markets moved higher on the back of that. You don't want the markets to move higher because of a 25 basis point hike versus 50. That's the sucker move. The sustainable move, if the Fed minutes were like, yeah, we're raising 50 basis points, but the markets were like, we expect that, but earnings are really good, therefore we're going to move higher. The market's moving higher based on earnings is a good thing. The market's moving higher because of lower than expected rate hikes. I see that as a bad thing. I don't see that as a sustainable move higher because I believe that the Fed's going to have to raise rates more aggressively than they would like to. You're going to get a 50 basis point hike some point this year. I believe that now at this point, if inflation does not start to come down. It would have been better if the Fed gave you 50 points in March. The Fed only would do that, I think. Let me be clear also. If the markets expect 50 basis points. If I'm the Fed, which I'm not, I'm also not as smart as these people, but I would say if the market's expecting 50, give them 50. Get it out of the way. You can literally pick up a whole meeting of rate hikes to help you get in front of inflation. If the markets expect it, give it to it. But now the markets are expecting 25 basis points, which I'm like, I'm still not sold that the markets are going to move higher. I believe that there is so much resistance here. I don't think the markets are going to break through this level. I don't. Now, could the markets trade back up to here? Yes. Find resistance at the 100-day and 50-day moving average? Yes. Right? So here's the 50-day moving average. Here's the 100-day moving average. Maybe we go back up to here and then pull back away from it. This is the price action I think we are going to get. And then I think we go back down and test this level. And then that, my friends, is when we may see a sustainable bounce, not back to all-time highs, but just a bounce. Okay, but that's the price action I still believe that we're going to get. I still do remain bearish. All right. I believe that this is going to be a lower high compared to your all-time highs. There's your lower high. And I think we're going to move this to the downside more. I do not believe that we are just going to go right back up. I think inflation is too high. Like the Fed's going to have to get more aggressive. You know, liquidity is leaving the market, not entering it. And I don't believe that this is enough. 1 month Not even 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And that's all the market needed to correct itself after you're removing trillions of dollars of stimulus and you're raising interest rates. Raising interest rates, balance sheet runoff, removing trillions of dollars of stimulus. I don't think the markets get repriced with that drastic of a change in Fed policy in 3 weeks. Look at how long we went up. You're telling me in 3 weeks, that's it, we're good? I don't think so, which is why I still believe that we will see the markets. I still believe that you will see the SPY down here before you see it up here. All right. Those are my thoughts on the overall markets. All right. So that's what I'm thinking, folks. All right. So there we have it. So what I'm going to be looking for is the nostalgia of the Fed minutes today to actually fade. Because I believe that the longer people think about what happened today, the more they're going to realize that for the very, very near term, this may be a better thing, but in the long run, it's worse. And the more that people sleep on this, the more I think the market will realize we would be better off if the market expected 50 basis points and the Fed gave it to them. That might be worse in the near term, but I think it's better in the long term. If you want to avoid inflation getting out of control, you want to avoid a drastic slowdown in the economy, I think that's the better scenario. You have a better chance of slowing inflation if you can raise 50 basis points and not upset the market. So if the market's expecting it, then it's not going to be a surprise. It won't upset the market. And I think that's better. That's why I think what happened today is worse, even though the markets went higher on the back of the news. Because I think for the longer term, for the bigger picture, it's worse. And I remain my bearish view. I have not bought back in any of my long-term portfolios. Okay, I've not added to any of the positions that I sold at the end of the year. I will let you all know when that time comes. But as it stands right now, the economic data that's in front of me, I believe the markets will move to the downside. I believe you will see the SPY trading in the 420s before you see them trading in the 460s. So I will continue to position myself for that. If you see the SPY back up in the mid to low 450s, I will look to buy put options in that area. But I'm going to look for tomorrow to see if this little nostalgia here, I want to see if the markets pick this up. If I'm right in my thought process, we should have a red day in the market tomorrow. Okay? If we have a red day in the market tomorrow, that's going to tell me that the market between the Fed minute release and tomorrow morning thought about this and think bigger picture, this is bad. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I've made a lot of money with put options in January and so far February. And I still be looking for more put option opportunities. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll be the first one to tell you. And when my sentiment changes, if I do feel that I'm no longer bearish, I will tell you. When I think it's time to start buying pullbacks, I will tell you. Right now, I do not think it's time to buy pullbacks. I think it's time to short bounces and short rallies, sell rallies, don't buy dips. That's the mindset that I have been in since the start of 2022, and it has worked to this point. I'm still in the belief you sell rallies, you do not buy dips. That's the sentiment that I currently have on the market. When that changes, I will let you know. All right. Okay, folks. So that wraps it up there. That finishes up our main topics of the live stream. Hope you guys now have a better understanding of what went on with the Fed minutes today. Why it's important, what the markets were listening to, what this means now going forward, how I plan on making money from it. I gave you guys that entire breakdown and everything that we just saw there right there. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to see who's still on the live stream that's not a member of True Trading Group. Do me a favor, guys. Just type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group and you're still with us on this live stream. Type TTG if you're not a member. All right, Jordan James, Mango Tango, TJP, Sebastian, Yake, thanks. Fight the good fight. Good, guys. All right, listen. So Jeff, Quinn, guys, listen, all of you that are typing TTG in chat real quick, let me actually go ahead and show you the platform that is True Trading Group so you guys can see everything that you're going to be getting access to. All right. All right, guys, so let me show you everything that everything that you get included with your membership, because when you guys join the membership, you're getting over $4,000 worth of premium tools, products, and services. Okay. So let me show you guys everything that's included. All right. You're going to be getting, we have Damien. We have Damien. Everybody welcome Damien. All right, 10 laptops left. 10 laptops left, guys. That's it. Just 10 laptops left. Now, this is when these laptops really start to fly. Everybody welcome Damien. Guys, remember, ttgoffer.com, ttg121. All right. Everybody welcome Damien. All right, folks, let me show you everything that you are getting access to as a member of True Trading Group. First, of course, our chat room. Okay. Our chat room, you're going to be able to see the screen share, listen to the audio analysis, the moderators and I, it's myself plus 8 others. It's not just me. All right. You're going to be able to listen to us on the microphone, talking to you like I'm talking to you now. We call out our trades in advance of making them. We're giving you real-time market analysis and commentary throughout the entire trading day. We're there with you from pre-market till after hours, 7:30 a.m. Eastern until 4:30 p.m. Eastern. All of the mods are there in chat with you. You're getting at least 10 easy-to-follow, actionable, real-time trade alerts per week from a community of traders currently sporting about an 80% win rate collectively. We're fully transparent. We keep a trading journal on our website, tracks every buy and sell that our moderators make, so you can see for yourself how you'd be doing if you were following all of our alerts. You get 2 small private study groups as well. That's your chance to get individual attention from one of our pros to get answers to your questions and to the topics and lessons that you are struggling with. Ernesto, welcome. 9 laptops up. I told you guys these are going to fly now. The price goes up at midnight tonight, guys. Jump on this now. You'll know you're getting one of the 9 laptops. As long as you see one in your checkout cart, you know you're good. You're getting a laptop as long as you see one in your checkout cart. Okay? You're also going to get access to Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed and Squawk Box feature. This will make sure you get news as soon as it crosses the wire without delay. No more relying on delayed news. TradingView's premium charting software. One of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. Yours free. Everything I'm showing you is included for $11.80. You will not pay $1 extra for any of the stuff I'm showing you. No upsells for the courses and tools in True Trading Group. They are all included just like Netflix. You also get the Trade Ideas Scanner. Industry standard. This streams on our platform daily. We'll always make sure you are focused on the hottest stocks during the day, whether it's small caps, mid caps, or large caps. Then you have our simulator. The simulator lets you trade stocks and options with real-time data, but with fake money. So you can practice implementing what you are learning in the courses without risking your hard-earned cash. We have our own proprietary scanner. This is the same functionality as FinViz Elite for those that are familiar with that scanner, but you can also scan for crypto. Then we have dark pool data, unusual options activity. Guys, this is information that professional traders use. Now it's at the fingertips of you, the TTG fam. This is how we level the playing field so you can make better informed decisions. No more just getting into the stock market armed with nothing more than $1,000 in a Robinhood account. We're arming you with the tools you need to be successful. It's all for just $11.80. Our full trading journal will actually track all of your trading. It'll give you stats and data on your trading so we can figure out what you're doing wrong. That's a game changer when you're trying to make adjustments. Once again, folks, everything I'm showing you is included for the $11.80. We have a social sentiment scanner as well. This is going to tell you what stocks are being mentioned most on StockTwits, Reddit, and Twitter. Again, algorithms that used to be only available to hedge funds. Not anymore. We have our own. Stock profile and analyst ratings, folks. You can download unlimited PDF reports that give you all the analyst ratings for any stock you're interested in. That can be very useful when you're trying to make trading and investing decisions. How many analysts have a buy rating on the stock? You can find out with this tool. You're going to get our watch list and our game plan every day, so you know exactly what stocks the mods are looking at and how we plan on trading them. And then you have our courses. All of our courses, beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto. It is all in text and video format. This is a simplified and expanded upon version of the professional education I received when I worked at a fund in New York. And there are no upsells for additional courses. There's no VIP or pro courses that cost more money. You get access to every course as a member of True Trading Group. We have a video library as well that has over 200 hours of additional video content. These are workshops like how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO, how to grow a small account, just to name a few. And then when you become a member, you can attend these workshops live instead of just watching the recordings. We do these workshops every single week. And any courses and tools that we add to the platform, they're included. So if we add a new course, we add a new tool, we don't ask you for more money. It's like Netflix. Netflix adds a new show, it's free with your membership. We add a new course, it's free with your membership. The next 9 people, folks, to go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121 will get a 46% discount. The price goes up at midnight tonight. Brings the price from $22.12 all the way down to $11.80. By February 28th, we'll be back at $22.12. By tomorrow, we're going to be over $11.80. The $11.80 price is gone after midnight tonight. Price jumps. So you'll get the 46% discount, the 2 small private study groups, the free laptop, and the double your money back guarantee. Allow me to reiterate, in case you missed it earlier. Anyone that joins True Trading Group and goes through the courses, passes the quizzes, and attends one study group, if you do not make your membership fee back, $11.80, at least once, I'll give you double your money back. That's $2,360. That's how confident I am in our ability to help you become successful. I don't need 40 hours a week. Just give me a couple. That's enough, I believe, for us to help you become successful and reach your goals. And that's why I'm willing to give you that double your money back guarantee, because your results matter at True Trading Group. We are not just empty words and broken promises. Results matter. Your success matters. And we measure that through your P&L. Like I said, go check out our reviews, folks. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot. Read the 5 stars, read the 1 stars. Over 1,400 people left us a review. You decide for yourself if True Trading Group is for you. If you have questions, send a text message to 201-775-9702. Again, a text message. Do not call. Send a text message to this phone number, 201-775-9702. If you have questions or you are having a hard time signing up, text that number now. Or if you guys are still not ready to join, we do have the 1-week trial. That's TTGTHREE.com. One-time payment, $3. No automatic renewal, no automatic upgrade. It is a one-time fee at $3. You guys can trade with us for a full week. Otherwise, if you're ready to join the team full-time, take advantage of those laptops. There's only 9 left. The price goes up at midnight tonight. Get that money back guarantee. Go to ttgoffer.com and enter TTG121 coupon code. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications if you haven't done so already. Get your butts in chat. I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. Have a